New frontiers. Virtual bank branches, automated payments, and deeper customer personalization will all be possible as 5G technology becomes more widely adopted. By Christopher Nish. The fifth generation mobile network, 5G, is the next step in the evolution of telecommunication, replacing the previous versions, 3G and 4G. The speed and low latency of 5G technology make for extremely quick reaction times, meaning high potential for access to real time data and transactions. Dan Beeler, a principal analyst at technology research company Forrester, expects 5G technology to facilitate the proliferation of the virtual bank branch, which is already underway in parts of Asia, particularly South Korea and China. You need to reach your customers while scaling down the branch network, Beeler says. 5G offers an opportunity to have a high quality link to your customers. Beeler says the idea is that you have a one to one customized service. He says you can also think about a scenario where someone with a 5G phone uses the 5G capabilities, like the high definition video capabilities, to identify and authenticate themselves, and then is able to visit branches without actually ever visiting the branches in real life. May Lam, EY Oceania's FinTech and Asia Pacific payments leader, says customer expectations are changing. They want not just transactions in real time and just in time, but they also want the experience to be without friction. She says 5G technology will also change the way financial products are manufactured and distributed. The vast amount of data that can be collected about an individual via 5G will allow for hyper personalization of financial services. The upshot of all this data collection is that banks won't always have to distribute products through their traditional channels, such as branches or their own website. Instead, financial products could be offered via adjacent services the consumer is using. For instance, home loan information could be offered by a real estate agent. The technology may also lead to an erosion of the customer's relationship with their main financial institution, that is, the bank used for the majority of an individual or a business's transactions and accounts. Lamb says everyone and every business needs financial services, but they don't necessarily need a financial institution. She says the business model will change to encourage an ecosystem that will have more players and more non traditional financial services come to play, whether they are the new entrants, such as the digital disruptors like the fintechs, or the other sectors of retail, utilities, telcos, and so on. The increasing adoption of 5G comes at the same time as the governments introduce open banking and the consumer data right. This allows consumers to access the data their bank and other businesses collect about them, and if they wish, to supply to a third party, such as another bank or a fintech, which may in turn offer them a better deal. Dan Beeler notes that another feature of 5G is that it can support many more Internet of Things sensors in connecting to a network in a given geographic location. A traditional 4G network might be able to handle 50 to 100,000 connections in a square kilometer, while 5G can connect to up to a million. He says companies are exploring the use of this feature to think differently about payment streams with 5G. For instance, container ports and the items inside them could be connected with IoT sensors, and these items could autonomously signal when the goods have arrived in a port and initiate a financial transaction to pay for the goods. This could speed up transactions and payments for companies because they won't have to wait for human intervention to confirm the goods have arrived and to initiate payment. These sorts of applications will also become more common in the home, says Biller. For example, when a coffee machine runs out of beans, it could initiate a purchase transaction to order more. Dan Beeler says, I'm sure that we will see these kind of usage scenarios in the future. Because it's so obvious that someone needs to take care of autonomous financial transactions between machines.